my god, no, that's not true. Like, you're the fittest person I know, you're the healthiest person I know, there's no way. Oh my god, you ate one too many donuts? Those comments weren't like out of them trying to be rude or mean, it's just they didn't understand it. It could be very easy to take them personally, but like looking back at it, like I didn't know what type 1 diabetes was either. Type 1 diabetes occurs when your body doesn't produce insulin on its own, compared to type 2 diabetes when one's body is insulin resistant. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 16 years old. I found out that I had type 1 after coming back from a family vacation the summer that I was diagnosed. And during our vacation, I was just like really fatigued. I was really, really thirsty. I had lost a lot of weight. And where we had traveled to, it was really, really hot. So we kind of thought that it might be normal and stuff, but like no one else kind of was going through this fatigue and dehydration compared to me. But my mom, since she works with diabetics, she kind of knew that I had it even before I was diagnosed. And so she's the one who kind of urged the doctor to get me tested when we came back from our vacation.
Before Ava was diagnosed, she had a lot of symptoms that are typical of someone who's about to be diagnosed with either type 1 or type 2 diabetes. She needed to go to the bathroom a lot. She was feeling very tired. She was thirsty all the time. She lost about 15 pounds in a very short time of 2 weeks. So all of those indicate that there is a potential for someone being diagnosed with either type 1 or type 2 diabetes. When she had all the symptoms, we had to contact her doctor, who would order some tests to confirm that it actually was diabetes. So she did the blood work, and we were called to take her to ER because basically the glucose level, which is the sugar in her urine, was very high. So we took her to the hospital, and when she was there, they had to run more tests to confirm that it was type 1 versus type 2. So we were at the hospital for about 3 days, which was very hard because no child wants to be told that you have a chronic condition. No mother wants to see their child being diagnosed with any chronic condition. So it was hard on all of us, on me, on Ava, on her father, to just know that she will be about to diagnose with something that it would affect her life, basically.
As I learned more, the more concerned I became. And when I learned about type 1 and she was getting tested for type 1, when I found out that she has type 1, and at that time I had a full understanding of what it was pretty devastating.
When I was first diagnosed, I was just in a lot of shock. Like, I didn't think it was real, because I was like, I'm super healthy. Like, I work out all the time. I never eat junk food. Like, I never ate like bad foods really at that time. So I was like, there's no way this could happen to me, and I didn't really know what it was, so I didn't really know how to like process it or comprehend it. So it was just really like a lot of shock.
Since my wife is an expert in this area and works in this area all the time, and Ava was basically very responsible and on top of it, I didn't have to do a lot. I basically really relied on them as this tag team that they're going to take care of it.
At times she just was really looking like she was depressed, but all of those are basically very usual type of emotions that people display when they're told that they're going to be dealing with something that would affect their rest of their life. When she was first diagnosed, being a clinical pharmacist who's a diabetes specialist was a curse and a blessing. The curse was that, you kind of know everything and you want to take care of everything, you want to be in charge of everything, and which is really not possible because she's your daughter, and you also want to be the mom where she can come to cry and be upset, but then at the same time, it was a blessing because I was able to help her.
At the beginning, it was a lot of like learning how to give myself insulin and learning how to like truly, truly count my carbs and like learning how to like manage the hours of the day that I was gonna eat and like the timing of when I was gonna give my insulin and just kind of like the small. I was definitely like a little scared because I thought that my life was gonna change a lot. Like I thought I wasn't gonna be able to eat the same foods. I thought that I would have to like go on a really strict diet and that I wouldn't be able to like do a lot of the same things that I always wanted to do. But over time, I learned that that wasn't the case and that my life didn't actually have to like change that much. My typical day to day life is honestly like that of a normal person, just like incorporating giving myself insulin when I eat. So basically, what happens is I wake up, um, and usually, like by the time I wake up, my blood sugar is at like a decent like level. So I usually will just like make breakfast and I will give myself like, you know, count my carbs for breakfast and I'll give myself like the amount of carbs that I'm eating. Like counting my carbs and giving myself insulin just occurs basically every time I eat throughout the day. Like honestly, my life really isn't that different. Like say like maybe when I go to the gym, like I have to take my insulin pump off just because working out tends to drop my blood sugar a lot. But besides that, like really my day to day life is just like incorporating the process of giving myself insulin. In the future, I want to become a nurse practitioner specializing in pediatric endocrinology. So basically working with type 1 diabetic kids and kids with other like hormonal or endocrine issues. Um, and I think that definitely stems from like my diagnosis. I definitely hope that my diagnosis and like my past will allow me to build relationships with the kids I work with because I've been there and the things that they struggle with and the things that they're confused about, the things that they're scared of, I had been there too. And I think that's very special because not everyone can